Loose.
Okay, so we are back with an updated video of the 5th grade materials from K12. Lucy already went through this a few years ago, but they've actually updated stuff, and some things are the same, but some things are actually different from what was in our other video. So we are starting out the... Oh wow, like half that box is empty. Okay. Oh, that's for PE. All right, so let's open that up.
Comes with a pink basketball. No, wait. Is this? Yes, it is.
Oh, that's interesting. So it's it's very rubbery. I thought it was gonna be harder than that. So this is really bouncy. And luckily it comes with a pump to inflate it.
Yay!
Okay, so you also get a pedometer. So you get some stickers that say the school year, and it's got the cute little fox on it. The pump, the pedometer, the ball, and you get a jump rope. These are not things that you have to use, but they do give them to them because you have to log time for PE every week. So it's just something fun for them to do. Like,
I can't get this.
In a brick and mortar school, they would have access to these things. So I think it's neat that they haven't always done this. This started like a few years ago. So this year on the website, look, you can take a picture with the fox by scanning the QR code, and he shows up in your house. I've seen some people do these pictures, and I thought, oh wow, that's really cool. This box says this is American history. So for 5th grade, they do American history from like the beginnings of exploration until
It's just the boring
the
stuff.
Civil War. Is that a Reconstruction? I think that's it. So you get a learning coach guide. Honestly, this is where I strongly dislike how K12 does. This is just one of my like middle school gripes with them. In middle school, you don't get learning coach guides. So if your kid has a problem with something, you can't go to the learning coach guide. You have to basically use Google. Or they have to, request time with a teacher and stuff. So it makes it a little bit more challenging. They're supposed to be more independent in middle school, but like what kid isn't gonna have a single question? I mean, like that's normal to have questions, and everybody's not gonna understand everything. So this is actually our last year with the learning coach guide. And then you still get the student workbooks in 5th grade, which middle school does not have any of that basically. But so it has maps, it has questions to answer. Even if you go through these questions verbally with your child, it's a really good way to just reinforce the material and make sure that they're understanding. We tend to do that. We don't always write in them. For the textbooks, this is a history of the US, prehistory to 1800 in book A. And then book B is 1790 to 1887. So these are the same exact books that Lucy got for 5th grade. They haven't updated them, and you're gonna get something almost identical for this is 5th grade, 6th grade. So that's just the continuation of like 1878 through like modern times.
Connect the dots.
So as you can see, if you've watched our other videos, the materials for English get to be less and less each year. All right, so let's see what books you got. Sarah, Plain and Tall, that's a classic. Caleb's Story, I've never heard of this, but it's about a dog. I'm wondering if it's sad. I feel like so many animal books have like sad things in them. Inside Out and Back Again.
Oh my gosh, it's about Inside Out Boy.
You get classics and you also get like newer books, which I think is a really good balance. Oh, Hidden Figures.
I saw that.
This is
and
cool.
I want to read that and then watch the movie.
So this is about the women who were basically behind the space program.
Yeah.
They were brilliant mathematicians and scientists and engineers. And yeah, so this is going to be really, really
I
interesting.
have to do that.
Who is Sonia Sotomayor?
Sonia Sotomayor?
She's a Supreme Court justice, which is pretty amazing. My thoughts on this are there are people who would not want to see things that are politically driven in curriculum, just unless like it was balanced, like there's not a Clarence Thomas book in here. So I find it interesting that they, this is not to say that I'm like mad about this, but I think it's very interesting that there is not a counterpart to this, if you know what I'm saying. So yeah, I'll let you guys figure out if you love that, because you study all kinds of historical figures and obviously they're involved in politics and things. It's just interesting whenever you start singling out for novel studies one over the other. It's kind of not balanced. Where is Niagara Falls? We had always planned on taking the kids on the Canadian side, but that was before COVID. This is a really fun addition because I do know a lot of kids really enjoy these books. So like there's pictures and like fun illustrations. So I think it makes it's a little bit more interesting than staring at a screen. Mm-hmm. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So you should meet Katherine Johnson. She is one of the Hidden Figures.
Oh,
so
cool.
This is a cool addition to that. I really love that. Oh yeah, every so often they really change up their like magazines.
Money?
12 magazine basically is
money.
Wait, really?
Yeah, so like all of the stories in here are going to be about money. Oh, from barter to Bitcoin, making money, the value of money, and the future of money. So that's pretty cool. That's going to be interesting and a little bit more on a kid level, but like kind of some finance stuff and history. They have like a lot of charts and they have pictures, and the articles aren't super long, so it's a nice way to give them information without a whole book.
Wasn't there used to be a US like $1,000 bill?
Yeah, I think there was.
Can I have one?
Okay, Lucy's freaking out. Here, I'll let you show that one.
It's about a ghost ship.
That's pretty
The
cool.
Mary Celeste?
Yes.
Yes. So that's a really fun, like none of these books are what Lucy got. Like the whole, all of the literature is completely different. And they even have different, okay, so I will say this is another thing that I do like about this update. When Lucy was in 4th and 5th grade, they had a bunch of thicker storybooks. So this is the classic like storybook that the other grades get. This one it does have less pictures. There are some pictures in it, but when Lucy was in 4th and 5th grade, instead of giving one of these, they gave a bunch of paperback books that had 0 pictures and like a ton of words. It was a lot of books to keep up with. They all looked extremely similar. They just had a slightly different picture, but like same color tones and everything. It was really hard to keep track of and just not very fun, was it?
I had to read like an abbreviated version of Gulliver's Travels. I did not like it.
It's such a good story, but it was just not presented in an engaging way. This is the textbook. There's only one for,
Lucky.
Yeah, I know. Like, Lucy's definitely like, why are you getting like all the good stuff? This is for learning coaches, and as you can see, it has answers in it. Yeah, you hold that up.
I won't look at it so that
Because
won't be
again,
cheating.
that's the other thing is that, like, you know, as you're going through this with your kids, it really needs to be efficient for learning coaches because you never know. It depends on the kid as to how much help they need. Some kids are very independent and some do need more help, and either one is fine. But it really becomes a problem if you, the learning coach, don't have the tools that you need to help them. And I feel like learning coaches are at a major disadvantage in middle school. So like in middle school, if you have a kid who struggles in a subject or is behind, they're very much dependent on the course material, you Googling something and getting in touch with a teacher, which the teachers have tons of students. I like that they still have essentially this is a learning coach guide, and this is the workbook, which Lucy had about 7 ELA workbooks whenever she was in 4th and 5th grade. Because there was like a workbook for literature, a workbook for spelling, vocabulary, grammar, and writing. All of those when they could easily be combined. This is the workbook. There's lots of like writing. You want to hold that up? Yeah. There's writing and grammar and literature is covered in there. Unlike other learning coaches, I really am not a fan of how they combine everything in ELA. I think that these kids are too young and it's really difficult to modify things. My thing is for ELA, they should have set up the 4th and 5th grade like this. They should have done vocabulary and spelling together. That's one subject instead of 2 separate ones. Your spelling words would be your vocab words. That makes sense to me. Literature would be its own thing, and then like grammar and writing would be together. Like, because you use grammar and like
hopefully you do.
But the problem is they put them all together, and if you have an IEP or you just struggle in certain areas, it's extremely, it's like 10 times harder to modify things when it's all together in this one course. So many of us are not a fan of the way K12 did that. It could have been done a little bit more efficiently, but also still not left us with like 7 separate ELA subjects. Like they went from one extreme to the other, and Okay, what is this? Art. You got construction paper.
Have we ever gotten?
I don't think we have. Have we ever gotten construction paper?
Poorly designed.
Probably not. Oh wow.
I just tossed a bunch of art stuff in a box.
Like, usually things are like wrapped up together, but this is just like
they just threw a bunch of paint in a box.
Together, yeah.
And yarn. They literally look.
Oh. Okay, hold on.
Thing of brushes.
There's a thing of yarn. I have no idea what this is for.
Oh, stop.
They always send brushes, oil pastels, watercolors. Have they sent?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They're not watercolors. They're paint.
They're watercolor paints.
Yeah.
You just put them in water and then they're fine. Wait.
It's not like a dissolvable, like a dissolve tab.
He's not wrong, but he's also like, I won't show you every single color, but they are given smaller bottles of tempera paint now.
That's good.
What's tempera paint?
So I don't know what it's made with now, but it used to be made with eggs. That's what tempera paint was back in the day. They would mix like colors and eggs. Classic white air hardening clay. I like whenever it does the air hardening stuff. Math.
Can I skip this?
So they definitely send less for 5th grade math, like manipulatives wise. You get a protractor?
Yeah, it's a protractor.
Oh, it's like super clear, like you can't see it. There you go. And each box does still come with a checklist, which is super helpful because you know what you're supposed to have. And sometimes there might be an item missing and you just go on their website and they send you another one. They do still give you a workbook, which they had, when Lucy was in 4th and 5th grade, they had stopped doing these, remember?
Yeah.
But now they heard our cry and brought it back because it's just like, there are some kids, I know the goal is independence. There are some kids who will never be able to copy problems out of a book onto paper just because of various cognitive issues and stuff. Like, that is not realistic for everyone. And I do think that 4th grade was a bit too young for them to drop that. And many people obviously agreed because now we get workbooks again, which is great for practice. We have tens rods, and this is 100. One's cute.
6,000?
No. So it's supposed to represent 1,000.
But that's not correct.
I know, because it's not.
Mathematically not correct.
It's not, but
It's 600, right?
Yes, it's 600, but it's supposed to represent 1,000. They're really great to work with for kids who are, and then ones, for kids who are very like visual, is that the word? And hands-on and stuff. It really helps to be able to see the math a lot better. I'm really glad to see they actually have answers in here that allow, because if your kid is struggling and you can't figure out like what the answer is immediately, like a lot of people say, I don't want to teach my kid math, I can't do that, and I totally get it. So this actually helps a ton. This was a really good move by K12.
There's
super impressed.
in here.
There's what?
There's earth in
I thought you said birth. I was like, what?
There's earth in here.
Earth, okay.
Earth!
Did you, yes, you opened it from the bottom.
Nice.
Oh, what? I'm
Yes.
sorry.
It's
Oh.
okay. So Lucy actually did have that.
Jurassic Park.
There's a lot of stuff in here. This is the earth he was talking about.
Is it the birth he was talking about?
No.
The birth.
Ooh.
He got 2 things of clay, and one was like busted open,
What?
but
Okay.
just the cardboard, not the actual like, so yeah, 2 things of clay.
Oh,
I don't
right.
this bottle for like mixing. This is going to go to like a circuit or something. Like they go to some type of circuit to put together.
Yeah.
Which
Oh,
I
I
think-
didn't get one of these.
You didn't?
No.
Iron filings.
I did get those.
Yes.
They spilled out all over
They
my
did
metal
spill.
crate and they stuck there. And
Aluminium, potassium sulfate,
Are you British now?
yes.
something else very long.
Let me see.
It's a compass! Oh!
Compass, a prism, coarse sand. Oh, so this goes with the, look at that.
Oh.
This definitely goes with the circuit
Is
thing.
this like a death
I
monitor?
did
Yeah,
not
it's a
get
scale.
these.
I know, you didn't get
So
any of
sad.
that. Beaker.
This looks like something that
Squirty
Kindergarten
tubes.
has.
These.
Those come in handy for art, like
Yes.
watercolors and things like that. Those are actually like really, really good.
Those
And
are batosium.
batteries
Badomes.
for the scale. You did get one of those?
I did.
Yeah.
I just never used it.
We have had 700 of those. The funny thing is they tell you to keep the science kit for the next year, but then they send you a new one anyway. They put a plastic thing around it so that you can't like really manipulate it. Like if you wanted to press your finger right on the bottom of the where the like mercury, I don't know if that's actually mercury or not, but if you wanted to like just manipulate it yourself and make the temperature go up and down, you can't do that. 2 bags of gravel.
Beautiful.
Oh, the circuit thing is to make a lamp. Can you hold that up?
Cool.
No way!
Yeah.
Little tiny light bulbs.
That is
Light bulbs.
everything that you can get from K12 in 2022 for 5th grade. And if I had to guess, I would say you probably got at least a couple of years on this stuff before they changed things up. And really, if you notice, the main things that were changed were the literature books, like the actual like stories and stuff that we got. And they did update the math. It looks like and I don't know when they did this because it's been a few years since Lucy was in 4th and 5th grade. But it does look. Oh, is that a? I didn't even see that.
It's for
A mirror.
sunbathing.
Burhinis.
Hold
That's
on.
the word.
You excited about school, bud?
No.
Yeah, me neither.
Electrical day.
Thank you for hanging out with us. Your life matters to us. We've really, really missed you guys, and we are super glad to be back. Bye!